Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse, for episode 7 of season 1 of Interview with the Vampire. This is the season 1 finale. It feels like it's just blown by, man. This show is it just keeps going, man. It never really stops, and I think that momentum just makes this season feel like such a breeze. And it has been a wild freaking ride. I've been having a blast in a way. I really, I'll be honest, I didn't expect I expected, I trust you guys a lot with the shows you recommend. Even if it does seem initially like it's outside my usual wheelhouse, once we get into the swing of things, I always kind of turn around on it. But I'm always like, I think I'm always I probably shouldn't at this point, but I'm always taken aback by how invested I get in a lot of these, especially this. So I'm excited to see how the season wraps up. It gives us a singular season for us to catch up with everything. And I'm not sure exactly the timetable. We may or may not, I don't know, be caught up in time for the new season whenever that drops. And if that's the case, we'll probably just go right into it on the channel, like as it's coming out. Otherwise, we have an episode to get into today, so we'll worry about all that with future Omni can worry about all that. So let's get ready to strap in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. You can watch it with all the edits. We got to do the trimming and all the truncating we got to do to get this stuff up on YouTube. You also get up to 4 weeks early access, depending on what tier you sign up for. You can submit your own comments, questions, and fun facts for me to read. I think these episodes is just a great way to support the channel, help us do things we do over here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And then also another way, let's get ready to hop into episode 7. Here we go. Episode 7, The Thing Lay Still. Well, that memory came to, now he's eyeing him down.
And an immortal meet mortality.
Yes.
How?
Gonna learn
ways.
how a vampire can die. Oh.
Drink the blood of the dead. He told me as much my first night reborn.
Interesting.
Consume the body with fire and it can house no spirit. Decapitation. He confided that to me one blood-drunken night in Baton Rouge. Theoretically, it can be done.
What a sight.
Could the children murder the father? He was stronger than us.
He is just taking this all in.
To the toxic air, a new, ever-present paranoia.
Okay.
We would spend our hours enduring with little pretense of getting along, locked together in hatred. He would have it no other way.
That's so messed up, man.
Claudia was plotting.
A relic before it's even gone to the print shop. Louis never honored the blood as he should.
Oh my goodness.
Blame the teacher, not the student.
I mean, that's usually how it goes.
179 years.
And right back to it.
148 years, the blood drinker.
Another approaches.
What's that about? Oh, fuck.
They say that Satan lives in this house, but I say different. I say angels.
Does anyone know you came here?
No one, I swear. I'm your neighbor.
Both in St. Peter our regards.
Oh! Oh.
Cancer of the blood.
A cancer of the blood? Was he dying of cancer?
I'm dying. The medications
Yeah.
aren't taking
Oh!
him.
Wait. Does the blood of the dying?
Dolls. Bibles.
No. I would assume not. Never mind. Bring ill to them. That's what I was going to get at.
We have to leave New Orleans. Clean up the mess and comes a coffin. We have plans to make.
But the architect of those plans was
Claudia, right.
He can't stop fixating on him now that he remembers that little detail from their meeting
I
night.
interrupted. Sorry. I got caught up in it. You were saying...
Oh, he's taking note. It was unusual for Daniel to apologize for interrupting, too.
maybe start by telling me the plan.
You share a coffin with him, and you're breathing in sync together.
Well, she can't, trust him to be in on it?
Plan only works if he's distracted.
Can you, though?
I'm all your heart, and I'll do the rest.
I can't do that. I'll lose myself in them.
You can't give him a look.
I'll jump back in and pull you out before I kill him. Can you do that for us, Louis?
He's like a vortex. If he gets too close, stays too close, he can't pull away. And he's gotta wade in that in-between for this to work.
Best to travel light, I think.
What about Greece?
Hot springs. Those who must be kept.
Those who must be kept. Have an adoration for them. He was like, no, we gotta leave them alone. They gotta be kept.
Bach is beyond you.
Yes, the music of a master race is not made for these mongrel ears.
Oh my god.
I have a present for you, my dear.
An idea of yours. It must be a small gift.
Oh god, fuck off.
Glorious vampire Lestat runs like a rat. Shouldn't we leave on our... Shouldn't we mock the city like we mock our victims?
That is of his style.
No one's coming to a party thrown by freaks.
Precisely.
I don't know, man.
I think we've got the fountain of youth in here. They don't know. They're the fountain.
What, a one massive bloodbath before taking off?
Reduced to despair by World War defeat.
They may be nasty little beasts, but they do have excellent tailoring. Yours, what kind of a party did you imagine?
A ball.
Oh! Jeez. Fuck.
Everyone in costume, everyone drinking. Chaos in the streets for an easy escape.
It's not worth the risk. Though, if we starved ourselves for a night or several nights prior, the hunger would be transcendent.
There it is. Fast before the event so you could gorge yourself. He liked the idea of that. He's like, it wouldn't be worth the risk, but he could make it worth the risk. Oh, what? And no, what? You, what? No one saw that?
Out of New Orleans? But you just got here.
We'd like to engage your services, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
This is me and your two-tone daddies, circa 1910.
You didn't have that funny X on your face back then.
That's true. That is very true. But
Sufficiently creepy.
we all know what he was getting at, though.
What do you want?
I want to be Raj.
King of Mardi Gras.
Him?
I know you're on the committee.
The Committee of Raj is a secret and sacred group of citizens.
Well, here they are. Is that a thing? I've never heard about that before. Like there being like a king of Mardi Gras.
Just one question before I attempt your no doubt humiliating and reputation destroying ask. Where do you meet the devil, and what are the terms of the agreement?
That is an interesting question, isn't it?
The weird brothers and their doll-like sister were coming out. Need trunks that'll fit our coffins.
Yeah. They're doing a pretty good job of it so far, it seems at least.
Entire endeavor had been his idea to begin with.
Yeah. Yes.
He's still taking note of it every time it happens.
She wouldn't tell me at the time, as I was slipping back into old feelings as she said I would.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
Poison the bait was the game. when in fact his victim's veins were swollen with a paralyzing brew of laudanum and arsenic.
Oh. I mean, that does seem like a pretty wild plan. It is quite the spectacle, that's for sure.
While Lestat's poor taste on the flow drove away most every member of the Raj Committee, there was plenty of bait to choose from.
Oh, look at them.
The blood was everywhere, rounding out the rhythm section of the hired band.
Oh, God. What a visceral sound.
Good seeing you out of uniform, Chief Bardee.
You've mistaken me.
Pardon me, you are a man who appreciates power.
Now, which one of you did I pull under the stairs during that dull lecture on Don Giovanni?
That would be me. Husband giving the lecture.
Did he talk himself to death?
Wow. Well, look at all of this.
I'd like to introduce you to the McPhail brothers, Matthew and his
Oh.
brother Mark.
And where are Luke and John?
Bleh. Nice.
Is there rosemary in your garden?
Yeah.
Would you excuse me?
Following his eye, like she said.
I wanted him dead. The fasting was a mistake.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Something was off.
You miserable dogs.
Wait, what? Oh. Oh! I was just wondering.
There's another one.
Uh-oh.
You heard what I said just now, didn't you?
Are they, or has he turned backups, escorts of his own? Secret. We know about Antoinette, though. A contingency on his front?
It's gotta be one of those tricks that you and your pederast satanic trio got in your pocket.
So, oh God, did he hear it, or is he in his head? Because he's one of them as well.
Now that you have your boat,
Who was that just creeped into frame there?
I'm gonna miss this place. There's not an inch of this city that wasn't built from the fierce wilderness that surrounds it. The damp climate, on every painted sign, every stone facade. High windows, through which enamel bits of civilization glitter. Silhouettes emerging, wandering out to catch a silent flash of lightning. The sucky warmth of summer rain. Desperately alive. And desperately fragile. The hunger has me too, it seems.
ready when you are.
Can never tell exactly what he's thinking when he's being vulnerable.
The last dance before the feast.
I like that. I'd like that very much.
Will he be in too close? Will he impede the plan because he's gotten too, like, sucked into the vortex of his own? I don't know. I'm so worried. Oh, they're just in front of everybody right now on full display.
But in his mirrored eyes, the distraction reflected back onto me. I lost the thread to my plotting.
Yeah.
It was his, and he was mine.
Yeah, just the gasps and rabble of the onlookers.
You'll have yours, sister.
We shouldn't do this.
Too late. I've done it already. It's now one of the twins. Wake up!
Quick nibble to snap him out of it. I wonder if she really did do that or if that was a test of Louis. Maybe he would tell. That's why he's not in on the plan, because he knows he can always get too close when it comes to Lestat.
We're all pretty drunk here, Lestat.
The bookseller dedicated the rest of his life to reproducing the alchemy within that book, and one in particular sits before you all now.
What a wonderful.
Punch bowl?
Amritra, Shasmai Kausa, the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh my god. We talking about goddamn Flamel?
Born 1903. I drank the water in 1917.
Born 1760. I drank the waters in 1794.
God.
180 years old.
Wow.
Give me that ladle. It's empty.
Not for long, Tom.
And she would know which ones to not go for. Oh! Whoa! Why? Oh! He looked like a goddamn ood. Oh, what a sight that is. I thought he was at least going to try to put up his nukes. Not at all. Oh! Play louder, brass band, play louder. Leave the last one for him. Now that's a little too obvious, I think.
I'm sorry, my love. I saved one of them for you.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't... This is way too obvious. There's no way he falls for this. The hell? It's gonna be Antoinette, isn't it? Probably been listening in on the family radio channel.
Quite drunk, this one. Rosemary. And something else.
Uh-oh.
What is it, my love?
I think it's the gin.
Oh, that was
wasn't
a...
talking to you.
Yeah. Yep.
Arsenic. Too late.
Oh no.
Antoinette will be much more agreeable to our life together.
No, oh, fuck you. Oh. Oh, wait, did she know? Did she account for this? I mean, she's known about Antoinette the entire time. I wouldn't put it past her. That's why Louis couldn't be in on the plan. Oh, you checkmate, bitch. Every time he lied about her, she always knew.
Think me an idiot.
Let's go!
She was at the ball tonight.
Oh, she'd been following her the whole time.
I have a plan, and it's gonna take both of us. He who called you him.
Wow. Well, she knows you too well. Get played.
Louis.
His cane sword.
We are joined by a cord. By a cord that you cannot see, but it is real.
Oh.
I have loved you with all my soul.
I don't know about that. If it's all of yourself, there's not much of a self in there, bud.
I'm happy it was you.
Wow. The fuck is season 2, man? Let's go.
Dans mon sourcil.
Me in my coffin.
His last words with his own blood.
I stared helplessly at it. The thing lay still.
The thing lay still. Well, then I'm assuming his season, either somehow he survives this, somehow. Oh! 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 I mean, if they're burning them, there isn't another way out of it. It's got to be a prequel then, like his season, I assume.
We need to burn him.
Oh God! If they don't.
Don't know if I can. It's loaded, man. Lestat didn't disappear in a puff of smoke or get sucked back into hell.
Yeah, I get that. Hate and love mixed in there. That's what happens with family, man. No matter how much it is, some part of you, no matter, even her, there's still that inkling of love and respect, no matter how much hatred there was.
Vessel, newly christened and headed for Europe.
You bought Anderson a shipload of coffins for cargo.
Well played.
Yeah, I read that, the first 50 pages. She didn't say that explicitly. I mean, maybe in some of the pages that got torn out. With a ruler, but,
What?
I was haunted by my brother's death, by the abandonment of my sister, by the murder of Lestat.
What murder? It was an act of mercy. You spared him out of some fucked up idea you had about love.
Love.
Oh God.
You were dropped 1,000 feet and survived. You torched
Yeah.
Antoinette just to make sure.
Yeah. Fuck.
I can state with authority what else you'll find there. Rats. Enough blood in them to bring back the dead. One in a trunk with locks on the inside.
God damn it.
How many days in the Islamic year? How many names are there for Allah?
355 and 99.
Wait, what? Oh.
Why does a 200-pound bouncer pass out after he sucks him off? And you, a wet t-shirt away from 130, doesn't even blink. He recorded his last words in his own blood.
Sun's coming up.
Yeah.
We have to burn him.
No.
It's the only way we'll know.
No!
Ah.
No!
He got too close to the vortex.
You don't need a memoir, Louis. You need 100 sessions of EMDR.
You've only heard half the story.
Stop.
144 years of life, and you're still Louis the Pimp.
When you hear it, you'll be ashamed. Ashamed of what you say to him now.
Stop, Rashid.
But an honest reckoning? No. This is the same shit that happened in San Francisco.
Not exactly.
How's it any different, Louis?
This time I won't save your life.
Wait, whoa, what the fuck?
I protect him from himself. Always have. Stopped him that night in San Francisco.
You were there.
Whee! He's got the gift of flight.
What's that you said about memory?
Hold on. I feel like I missed something in the...
This time I won't save your life.
Okay, never mind. I didn't. I thought I misread something.
Always have.
Always have.
You were there.
You don't remember, do you?
What is going on? Is this somehow Lestat?
What's that you said about memory?
No.
As we age, the
Wait.
sun loses its power over us. A 514-year-old vampire.
Daniel Malloy,
Oh.
The love of my life.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. So, Interview with the Vampire, Part 1. What a lovely little button here at the end. Armand. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Shit. Wait a second. He's older than Lestat, based on what we just learned. He had the gift of flight. Interesting, huh? What to make of that? He was too sentimental about Lestat, their connection. The love was too strong there that he couldn't bring himself to go through with it yet again. Claudia was all the way there. She did everything, but at the end of the day, the thing that unraveled their plan was Louis' incapability to instill any finality to this entire thing with Lestat. You know, and that's why the pages were removed. He's editing his own story from his own perception of the world and of Claudia, to be fair, like with the Bruce stuff. He doesn't want anybody else to remember that of her. She already has to carry that around. Why should anybody else as well know that about her? That could be her darkness to carry for the rest of her life. Nobody else really needs to worry about that. This, though, this is him protecting himself. You know, knowing that all of this was to free them and that God, that sucks. So he's still out there, theoretically. He could escape from the coffin because of the latches, then customized stuff that they had there. He could resuscitate himself from the blood of the rats to make up for the ones he lost, because they didn't fully decapitate him. They didn't burn him. They didn't do any of the things that could permanently kill him. God damn it, dude. That's so frustrating. I get it, though, like the conflict. Like, she hesitated, sure, but she still was more than willing to go through with it. That was at least the read that I had when they were kind of breaking it down here towards the end. It's just complicated, you know, because, like, as much as she hates him, she does also love him in that, like, way that they're family. You know, in the way that your father or somebody like is an abuser or whatever, sometimes you just wish things were a different way. You wish they could love you. You wish this. There's like he said, there's a cord that connects them all that they can never truly cut. And that's true. But, you know, sometimes you do have to remove that cancer. Sometimes you don't have to forgive that cancer. Sometimes you can't even understand or wrestle with the complications of that bond. But Claudia was able to fight through that in the way that Louis could not. A little bit different of their situation because they were also lovers, so it did make things worse. That's why she couldn't trust him with the full plan. She also was completely aware that Antoinette was following them the entire time. Claudia is fucking too smart for her own good. She's so good. She played him at his own fucking game. It goes back to the chess game last time, man. You know, she is learned. She is adapted. She is... Dude, she might be my favorite character in this whole goddamn thing. I God damn it though, but to have it all unraveled due to Louis' sentimentality, they got right there. He even slit his throat. They got that far. But when it came to put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, couldn't cross that threshold. Fuck. So it didn't confirm. I mean, it did show him out there. That could have also have been a possible future, but maybe it is exactly what happened after that. But who's to say, really? But that's crazy. Dude, the whole setup too of this between everybody to set off this big farewell, this seduction of the seducer. I love the way they talked about how they were trying to play Lestat. And that's why Antoinette was there as a fallback, because, you know, she was that buffer. In the way that Claudia was for Louis, who may not be able to control himself, Lestat also has these hubrises and this ego that can be placated, and he can be drunk and blinded to when it is stroked just enough. She was that fallback for him. But Claudia just played it out way better than that. Again, used and weaponized that ego as well. And this I do believe in his own fucked up way he does love Louis, but like Antoinette is perfect example that it was never all of him. When she comes in, he's like, he even calls her his love when she comes in there to check everybody. So it's never been only him. It could never be only him. And I don't think he has the capacity to love just one person. And I do think it is true to love multiple people. I do believe that is very much so possible, but I think his is just pure ego. I think so much of that. I think he needs. I think he loves his possessions. He loves his image. He loves himself. He just wants to hoard all of that attention, all that adoration, and he just wants it all, regardless of how anybody else feels about the situation at the end of the day. They just want him to be agreeable to everything that he sets before them. You know, I don't know, man. He's such a frustrating character, but he's so much fun to watch too. He's one of those villains you kind of love to hate. For sure. The way he carries himself, his theatricality, his larger than life, over expressive nature, his fucking tirades. And it's all those things that also make it really difficult to know if he's ever truly sincere, even when he's seemingly being vulnerable. It does feel like every moment he has been vulnerable has been just him moving a piece on the board. I don't think he's fully like a sociopath, but he knows, I think he just knows how to play people. But Claudia was this wrench in the system, in their family, and she had been from the very jump. And he was even like, as they were there at the little final moments there, he's like, she's never been the right fit for our unit. Antoinette can come in there. Knowing how Louis feels, one, about Claudia, but most particularly in this scenario about Antoinette, has never been okay or comfortable with that from the get-go. And he had never once actually made that concession or compromise out of his love for Louis. Not one damn time. And then he wants him to be happy and accept her into the unit while casting out his sister here. God, what a son of a bitch. It's that delicate balance of victim and abuser, man. That's what this is. And it's not unrealistic. You know, especially this also adds that whole other level of like creator, father, weird daddy issues kind of crap that's thrown in the mix as well, because he did make Louis who and what he is. He's the only thing left of that old life as well. He owes him a lot, as much as he should blame him for so much more, to be honest, but it's complicated. You know, people get lost in the seduction, lost in the fantasy, lost in the I can fix him. Maybe it'll be better next time. The fantasy of it all. Or just the blaming of yourself for everything that it is wrought upon you. It's that fucked up, vicious dance that goes on in these types of situations. And sometimes, yeah, people do keep coming back. People do keep forgiving. People do try to look past all the ill when it comes down to it, because you're afraid of what the next thing, you're afraid of the unknown. What do I do after this? What am I without this over my head? What am I? All blah 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 blah, and that's all part of the dance as well that they put on to get you to stay by their side. And it's just like, it's so frustrating. God damn it though. But it seems like God by the end it was like, oh wait, is Armand Lestat somehow? I thought that was the reveal when he started flying for a second. I thought I saw in the subtitles but didn't read it. That's why I went back to go look again, and it was just Louis again in the subtitles. That's what I needed to make sure of, that I understood what was going on. Plus, he seems to have been a vampire longer, if math is correct, based on what he was saying. So, but he's also got the gift. And that's why he was there as well. I love all these little things that Daniel took note of. The way that the one dude, the big dude, like he got drained for a while and he was stumbling out of there. But Armand here never did. Just kept on going like it was nothing. Interesting that he was feeding off of him, though. I wonder what that's about. But he's an older vampire. Did he find him out there in his gallivanting adventures? He didn't return to Lestat. He just couldn't. At least he didn't return to Lestat. But he just simply couldn't kill him. There is that, I guess. That monster is out there to continue doing what he does and has always done, or hell, maybe getting that close to the cusp of death might wake his ass up. The fact of the matter is he couldn't permanently remove him, but at least by this point, at least it tells us that Louis never took him back. So now we got a whole other story to go into. Maybe season 2 will be the discovery of Armand, what he's done up until that point, what brought them together. I'm kind of curious about that. I mean, will Lestat even make appearances season 2 at this rate? I mean, maybe he'll come back, try to track him down. Maybe he goes off and does his other thing. I mean, or, that's what sets up the Lestat season that's around the corner or whatever. Who's to say? But God, and again, Louis just fractures that relationship with him and Claudia here by doing what he did. But yeah, Armand's been a vampire this entire time, and he completely forgot that he was there in that bar when he first met Daniel the first time, and only started clicking here and now. But he is so protective over Louis. He's understanding. He's like, hey, once you hear why all of this and that and the other, you'll feel a little bit differently. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that right now, what new information will come out of that. Interesting. Huh. What a brilliant season, though. This was such a good, well-structured season, beautifully acted. I love the art direction, the set design, the sound design, and just the way they portrayed these characters, man. This was such a fun watch. I'm excited for season 2, man. Yeah, I want to know what you guys are going to say about this one. I'm kind of curious about it. So let's get to Patreon. We got Nightcrawler 247. I want to start off by apologizing for last week's post. My ears were bleeding when I realized how much typing on mobile butchered my grammar. Hopefully this is better. Anyways, now that you've come to the end of season 1, what do you think is in store for our people next? Do you see any of the twists at the end coming? What do you think of Louis' current relationship that we've only gotten a glimpse of so far? Is there anything in particular you hope they touch on in season 2? Also, just a heads up, the actress for Claudia was changed for season 2, as the original actress was too busy working on the Avatar franchise to keep filming. Oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks. We'll see when we get there, because I was going to say, I was like, I wonder how much I would notice. For somebody who's meant to never age, that's one thing. Like, if your character ages and then you recast, you can blame it on the changing or the moving of time. But for this, you can't really do that. So I wonder how they'll play, because she owned that role so well. But we'll see. I do appreciate the heads up, though. Fun fact to end on, if you rewatch the first episode, Louis says when he first met Lestat, he wanted to take out his cane and slit his throat. Amazing foreshadowing. Ooh, that's good. And that he did. Though he couldn't do the deed. Does see any of the twists coming at the end? I mean, the only real twist is that the relationship with Armand there at the end, like I guess the twist is more that it's not this subservient servant master kind of relationship the way it was kind of being portrayed, where he's kind of like his butler of sorts or his caretaker. The reveal that he's actually an older vampire in this situation that just sympathizes and loves him, like actually truly loves him seemingly, is really interesting. I do want to know more about that. And, you know, they could just be like a caretaker type in the way that Lestat most certainly was not. A different kind of romantic role they play in the relationship is really interesting, based on what we're seeing here. As far as like what I hope we touch on, and that is like really how that starts, how they met. And I would love to know how, like what Louis's been doing to get to the point we're seeing him at now. The establishment of this building, his coffin, as he calls it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about all of that. I want to see more of that. What he learns when he goes off out there, finding this elder vampire as well. Yeah, because he's a good, 200 odd years older than Lestat based on what he just described. I don't know, man. Let's see. Was there something else? I felt like there was another question in there, but now I'm like, okay, what do you think is in store for our people next? Well, the way we set up, it's just like, if we go off with them leaving New Orleans behind, it does make me wonder, is Lestat just going to go running after them, or is he just going to go off on his own? Are we going to continue with Louis as our, I mean, we kind of have to, right? Continue. That's the whole framing device, is continue with Louis as our vehicle through all of this. It does make me wonder, the way we've set up, would we even, like, why and how would we even have Lestat in the next season unless he starts popping back up in Louis' life after the split, after this violent act? At least there's confirmation, Claudia, of course, despite everything, they do keep in touch. Obviously, they do keep in touch. We know that much as well as here. So I do expect, I mean, they left together as well. So I expect that. But I don't know. I don't really, it's hard to say. Then we have Andrea. It's either Andrea or Andrea. Either way. Let me know which it is, just so I don't want to offend anybody incidentally. What do you think of the continued implications of the faultiness of memory and what that could mean for the story we're being told? That is an element of this I do find myself always forgetting. Louis has shown, okay, that's something also too that I have not I keep forgetting about. We've seen multiple examples throughout this that he was like, maybe it was raining, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was just muddy, maybe it was this, like especially in the scene when Daniel was calling him out when he went off with that army guy that came in. There's been a couple of other instances like that, but then you also have the physical evidence in the diaries of edited information. You know, they're physically removed from that. And it also does beg the question of how much of what he is saying is rehearsed and is not innately what happened. He's been caught in a couple of different interactions or moments in this, examples of twisting the truth of sorts, what he said, the way he said it, contradicting himself. So Louis, something I do need to keep remembering is Louis is in a way, not even in a way, he's an unreliable narrator when we're going through these tales, which is an interesting thing. I saw a comment that I really liked, was that this season, it was about a comment I made in one of the previous episodes where I was like, this season, everything we're seeing is from one perspective. It's just, we're only really seeing things from Louis' perspective. from his side of things, his story, his point of view. And that's true to an extent, which is why he's editing Claudia's point of view. We technically, yes, it was brought to my attention, to my correction, that we do have to have, technically, thanks to the diaries, 2 POVs throughout this season particularly. And what he doesn't like, he's been editing from her POV. It would be really interesting if we ever got to see these events through one of the others. I think it might be too much of a retread to ask for, to go through a lot of this shared experience again, just through someone else's eyes, see what they were doing when Louis was not around or in the know. Though thanks to the detail of Claudia's diaries from the get-go, from the moment she was brought on, she was always talking to her books as she was. So a lot of that does get filled in, and what she thought, what she kept from them, she kept writing. So a lot of that we do have. So maybe not so much, that might not be needed so much for Claudia, because even the stuff that gets edited out, we can infer her feelings on the matter pretty easily, especially with the Bruce stuff, because we saw that, and he read that and he knew that, and we as the viewer got to see that, even if he was trying not to tell Daniel about it. So I think even that little spat there where Daniel cracked through his the veil he was trying to pull over that disagreement, I think we also got to see that as well. But one thing we haven't really seen much of is Lestat's point of view. And I'm wondering if in his season 3, whatever you want to call it, if we'll get that. But yeah, like memory, like you can fabricate a story, you can misremember it. It's this, the fallacy is the weakness of the mind, man. Especially when you read, you already have like our recollection of events is in its own way, its own game of telephone. The details and the exaggerations, all these things can change every time we remember the same event, no matter how many times we recount it, you know. And also, there's also the how much of what you wish it was, what you think it means, coloring the reality of what actually happened. And then sometimes that can also alter the memory permanently, and then you don't know which is the reality at that point, or one overwrites it and in your mind becomes the reality. Memory is very much so a fickle thing. As you head into season 2, the behind the scenes looks at the end of each episodes are definitely worth checking out. In season 1, it's just the showrunner talking about the episode, but for season 2, they feature the cast and crew as well behind the scenes footage. It provides some really cool insight into the making of the show. I do like what AMC and a lot of networks are doing this. I think the first time I remember something like this coming up was like with Game of Thrones, what they were doing, like the post-episode kind of breakdowns where they would go into the episode, talk to the cast, talk to the crew, talk about how certain things were done. And it's become a very, very popular thing that a lot of shows do now. I would be kind of curious to check those out. I would do those in the reactions, maybe in my spare time at some point. Then we have Elena. What are your thoughts about the Armand reveal? Why he decided to reveal himself now instead of staying in the background like he has been so far? What are your thoughts on how Louis and Claudia's relationship will be impacted going into season 2 based on how everything went down at the end of this episode? And I have been really enjoying your reactions so far, and season 2 gets so crazy, so I'm excited for you to continue to watching. All right, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad everybody, at least in the Patreon, is seemingly enjoying this. I know how fandoms can be sometimes, and I know I am just like, I am not having any of Lestat's shit, and I'm just like, I know I'm probably pissing somebody off out there. It's inevitable, because I am not giving him, I've barely given him any inches in this in all of this, and it's just purely based on my own personal experiences. But I try, man. I try. He's just such a little shit. Anyway, what are my thoughts on the Armand reveal? I mean, we've seen him the entire time throughout all of this, but like the relationship, because of the way it looks and is presented, it's completely a 180 with the relationship with Lestat. Honestly, it's honestly what's best for Louis, really, what he's always really kind of needed. It's more befitting to him in this revelation. It's, I don't know. I did not see that coming at all. I think why he decided to reveal himself now is because now that we're at the end of this story, and I think there is a desire to think that Louis didn't change because he once again could not permanently remove Lestat from his life or from life in general. So I think revealing himself now and it is a way to show that he may have done that. You'll understand more about that later, but he did change. And there's a reason why he's telling you this story now. There's a reason behind all of this. And I think at this point, Daniel had in his mind that Louis just is trying to control the narrative in a way that paints a better picture for him. And after, in this section of the story, when he just keeps buckling when it comes to Lestat and this abusee relationship that they have, it does, Daniel in that moment does start digging into him about this, and especially the way that Claudia feels about it, the way that his insistence in doing all of this keeps just seemingly perpetuating these cycles. And I think Armand revealing himself in this moment is to show that that's not true. That's not wholly true. At least there is more to this than you will learn, once you hear the full story, because we still haven't heard the full story. We still got plenty to go. We have not caught up to present day yet with all of that. So I think he was revealing himself to be like, Daniel, you don't know. Give it time. It's like to buy his patience, I think, is why he revealed it in that moment. And especially with the whole, no, he's the love of my life, Armand, to show that, yes, that happened. Yes, I let him live, but I found something beyond that. He found more beyond all of that cycle of pity and destruction and all of that. I think that was to buy Daniel's leniency with the story so far. Because, yeah, it looks the way it looks, and I think that was just like, hey, here you go. And then, woo, showing off with this flying gift was a great little way to kind of oh, shit. Especially as Daniel was starting to piece things together as well. I don't know. At least that's my base level interpretation of it right now. And then as far as Louis and Claudia's relationship will be impacted going into season 2, I mean, they're still brother and sister in this dynamic. And yes, family is complicated. You can be mad at your family. They can hurt you. You're still family. And I think that's part of the pain there too, because even she felt it, but she was more willing to go through with it than Louis was. It's the same thing that kept him from doing it too. No matter how bad it got, he couldn't be the one to put any finality on it. But I don't know. I obviously it's going to be even more strained because it's not the first time they've tried to do something and he went with a half measure that just made things harder for them as a unit. So obviously I think it's going to be strained. I think it's going to be difficult. I think they may even be estranged. Because I think that's evidence of where, she's sending these, he's got these diaries from all over the place. How she may have even cut contact after a time. I really don't know. I think it's just an easy assumption. It's going to be very, very estranged. She's going to be very hurt and frustrated because, again, he couldn't fully commit, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Tammy. I've really been enjoying your reactions to the series. I agree with the comment from Andrea here recommending the behind the scenes videos. Spoiler free and some really cool insights. Can't wait for your season 2 reaction. Season 1 was great, but season 2 is outstanding. Now that you've got an entire season under your belt, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust in the truthfulness of each character? Louis, Claudia, Lestat, and Armand. Claudia, honestly, I trust on a scale of 1 to 10, like 10. She's never stricken me as somebody to state something other than what it is. So much so that Louis feels the need to edit things from her own journals because he doesn't like the way it presents a version of events. But again, she can't know what's in other people's hearts, only in what's hers, so I'll cut that down to a 9. She's very pragmatic. She's very observant. She is a chess master, beating Lestat at his own game. The only thing that was the weak link in that chain was Louis. So I would give her 9. Louis, at this point, I would say I would give him a 6. I feel like there's a lot of truth, but I feel like there's a lot of manipulation, so I'm going to lean it towards the middle of the road there. Honestly, maybe a 4 might be more apt. Let's just go, we'll negotiate, we'll compromise. We'll just say 5. I think it's about 50-50. No, it's not true. Let's go back up. 6. I think it's more truth than anything, but I do feel like there is a lot of embellishment, I think. Maybe emotional or literal or otherwise. Lestat? 1. I don't trust a goddamn thing he says. I don't know that the story he talked about his youth is real. Okay, that's false. I do think that some of it is real. I think he did twist some of it, though. I'll give him a 3. I think he weaponizes the truth in a way to further his agenda, in a way. But I do not think, I mean, obviously he lies. He's been caught in lies so many times. He feigns more than he has any kind of, like the way he carries himself, the way he talks about art and all this kind of stuff, but he only really half commits to any of it, according to Louis. I'm going to go with a 3 for sure. Armand, I don't know enough. I can't say for certain enough with Armand right now. Again, he's coming in this from Louis' side of this already. And he's very defensive of him. So much so he even seemingly might be making excuses on his behalf, maybe. Again, we don't necessarily know yet. So right now, I'll give Louis a 6. Armand, I'm going to just kind of keep it a 5, just because I don't know yet, and I do feel he's very protective. He feels, in a way that Lestat is very much so abusive father energy. He gives me kind of like mother vibes. Like he's more caretaker. I mean, that's part of what he's presenting as well, like with the whole like the meals, the butler stuff kind of stuff. Like he's more in service. He's like a service partner. It seems like he's more about providing and caring for his partner than the way things have. And then when it comes into this moment, power is exuded. He's like, hey, shut the fuck up, my boy. I fly. Woo. You know? I don't know. I don't know him well enough at this point right now. I felt like he was very biased initially. So I'm just going to hang on to that right now until later. And then finally, we have Alex. Do you think Louis was having trouble with his memory, or that he was intentionally sharing a different version of the party with Daniel and himself? And what are any of your predictions for how he will adjust or move forward into season 2? I think sometimes here's what put this in his face and has Daniel on high alert when going through this is he's recording everything. He's got the tapes from the first session. He's got fresh digital recordings for this new session. He can play his words back. He can write his words down. He can actually look at how something was described the first time and recount how he's saying it differently now. And sometimes that could be intentional. Sometimes we just misremember things. And then sometimes when we're pressed, then we're like, okay, well, maybe it was that. Maybe it was this. Sometimes we can even be gaslit into altering our own memories because they are just kind of a foggy picture of what we think happened. And that changes over time. Details from our memories can change over time. So it's hard to say if he's having trouble with his memory or it's intentional. I don't think the situation with the soldier was intentional. I think that was him tripping up on his recollection, which could be why he's coming into this point now to do this memoir. Maybe there's something wrong with him right now. Maybe somehow he's got dementia. Maybe he's got vampire onset Alzheimer's. I don't know. I don't know really if it's intentional or not. I do think the editing, especially when it comes to Claudia, yes. Or his choices with Lestat. I do think there is some intentional editing in there, but there are some genuine times like that example that I gave where I do feel like his memory is just off. And I don't think that's some grand design on his part to try to color things differently. But it's hard to say. As far as predictions for how he will adjust or move forward, I don't know that he can or will really adjust much. Because I don't know. It's hard to say because it goes back to intent versus it just kind of happening. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about that other one. He could try just being more forthright, especially now with this reveal with Armand, but I mean, it'd just be a guess. I mean, it's a prediction, I guess, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard. It's a hard one to answer right now for me, I think. But fantastic season. Really shockingly super invested in these characters and this story and where it's all going and just the psychology of it all. Because there is this game of perception, this POV element of it, and we are seeing this from his point of view, and it does make me very sympathetic to his point of view, and that could change if we ever shift it to another person. So, who's to say? There's got to be some crazy other side of the story for Lestat to make me flip on his ass, though. But yeah, I connect with Claudia's frustrations, though, I think the most in this whole thing, though. But then again, I've been slighted in the way that Louis has a time or two, and I've been a little too forgiving a time or two. It's hard to really not empathize though with Louis. I get it. As frustrating as it can be as a viewer, I get it for sure. I think like I understand the decisions he makes and the way he feels and all of that. You know. Anyway. At least for me, I have the benefit of going straight into season 2 next week, which is what we will be doing. But guys, what did you think of this episode? What did you think of this season? What are your interpretations of the events? Your answers to any of these questions? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the following 3 action, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking before we go, I want to shout out Lily Chen Sun, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin Brinley, Sleepy Bastard, Theodore Wolf, Amy Becca, Ariat Coyote, and Ty Lund. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors here on the channel, helping sponsor and support the rescues I've been taking care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all that. And as always, I want to give you a huge shout out to all of our channel legends, you and the patrons, allow us to do what we do over here to keep on keeping on the way we do, getting help with the editing so we can keep up with that as many shows as we can. At the end of the day, I want to bring as much of it to YouTube as possible so we can keep bringing it to you guys here on YouTube, because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. But thank you guys so much for your support. And that's this video. I'll see you guys in season 2. Take care, everybody.